It is 7:53 a.m. on Sunday the 14th of August here in New Zealand, and this is the NZ Travel Show.
Yeah, so this is Robin and I'm Laura, and we're the team behind NZPocketGuide.com, which is New Zealand's largest travel guide because it literally has thousands and thousands of articles to help you plan the perfect trip to New Zealand now that the borders are fully reopened and you can start planning that trip of a lifetime. So NZPocketGuide.com is 100% free, as is this NZ Travel Show that we do for you guys every single Sunday at 8 a.m. New Zealand time. So for you guys that aren't really into reading, you can just ask your questions directly to the experts on the live chat, and we'll go through all the comments that we get in the live chat one by one. But if you do miss the live show, make sure you put your questions in the comments section of any of our YouTube videos.
All right, today we're starting with Fabio, which finally is here. That's been a while he hasn't shown up. He's one of our lovely Patreon. And he says, Kia ora, I think I will make it today. I had a massage a few hours ago, so maybe I will fall into sleep before the stream, but I will try to be here.
Oh, nice. Very jealous.
Very fancy. You're living the high life, mate. Laura, what's the best place in New Zealand to get a massage? Speaking of massages.
The best place to get a massage, I actually don't know. I'll be honest. We've never had a massage in New Zealand so far.
It's not really our thing, is it?
We have in the South Pacific. It's kind of like people like to go to the South Pacific for like rest and relaxation.
Sorry. We had you had. I don't like massages at all, so it's not my thing.
Yeah.
I'm staying away from this.
Robin doesn't like to be touched by strangers.
No. Strangers stays away.
Stranger danger. But in New Zealand, I actually don't really have a clue. I know lots of places that do massages, but I haven't.
But the best one you don't know. You haven't tried it.
Don't know.
Okay.
No, I haven't tried.
All right, so we have the great Anthony Comstock saying Morena from Rodeo, California. Hope all is safe. What does Morena mean, Laura?
It means good morning in the Maori language.
Nice. And we also have Nathan Baith all the way from Taupo, and he say hola and Morena, Laura and Robin. What does hola mean?
Wow, we have such an international audience.
Ooh, especially all the way from Taupo, New Zealand.
I know.
But speaking of international, we have Violet Zulu, which is in South Africa, if I'm remembering correctly. What is she saying?
She says, good morning, guys. It's been a long time. I was out of South Africa, and I'm back now. How much did I miss in the past weeks?
What have you missed? Well, we passed 30,000 subscribers, so this week we published 40 videos on the channel. Nobody watched them because you guys must have been overwhelmed by the amount of video posted, so all of them have like 10 views, which is a little sad, but there is 40 videos on the channel covering every single destinations, region, cities in New Zealand, and I'll go over my favorite things to do there. There's more videos coming up, so throughout this whole month I'm basically doing an entire travel guide of New Zealand. So I finished doing all the destinations. Now this week I'm going to give you a lot of travel tips, so it's going to be a lot of like packing tips, travel tips, transportation tips and all that. So expect about 25 videos this week alone coming up right for you.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm treating
good.
you.
They're
you guys
pretty
not
good.
watching my video, but man, I'm treating you.
You should take a look. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
And they're going to be popping up all over NZPocketGuide.com as well.
Yep.
Other ways to sort of illustrate our website as well. So yeah, you'll come across them, no doubt, during your research for New Zealand.
So that's one of the main things that you've been missing, because obviously recording that many videos. So in total, there's going to be about 120 videos coming out this month. So or in the next few weeks. So yeah, that's basically what you've missed. I've been really busy recording. Yeah, that's basically that. Also on the 1st of August, the New Zealand borders reopened.
Yeah.
So now people that are vaccinated can travel from wherever they are in the world. It's fine. And so that's basically what you've missed, Violet. I hope that's all. If there is something I forget, something major I forget, just
there's
comment.
probably been some shenanigans on the live shows, but you can always rewatch them.
Yes.
How about that?
Adil Mullah says, Kia ora, Robin, Laura, and all the viewers. I like that he always remembers all the viewers. It's very lovely.
We're a community
Yeah,
here,
I know. That's very nice. What is Nathan saying?
Nathan says, I've watched all the videos for regions around the country.
Wow, so you watched 40 of our videos this week. Mate,
Yeah, good going, Nathan.
That is dedication. I appreciate that.
Is there any regions that, from the videos that you watched, you're like, I'd actually quite like to visit that place? Any places you might have not visited before?
Indeed, I'd like to know too. That's a good question. You're smart.
Thanks.
Ash says, Morena, Laura, and Robin. Morena, Ash, thank you for joining us for another week. That's really awesome. And Rafakat is here and saying, good morning, guys, from very hot Leeds, UK. We have a drought here.
No.
We have no shortage of rain in New Zealand, so
we can give some to you.
Yeah, we send you buckets of water. All right, guys. So let's go for the question of the day. Why not? Question of the day. Question of the day. Wow, no, singing with the question of the day is a must do. Yeah. All right. So the question of the day today is to do with your flight to New Zealand. So I'd like to know if you are going to have a stopover with your flight, like where will you be changing plane, or where will you plane refuel, where will you spend a couple of days to explore when coming to New Zealand, because New Zealand is quite far away and a lot of people are not able to take a direct flight to New Zealand. So I'll give you options. Will you do a stopover in Asia, a stopover in the Middle East, a stopover in North America, or no stopovers, you will flight direct? I would love to know how is your flight kind of coordinated to come to New Zealand. There's been a lot of talk about flights this week because Air New Zealand had to cancel a lot of their flights and rebook a lot of people due to shortage of staff. So I'd like to know how cumbersome basically just one flight change will be. So I'd love to know. Therefore, I came up with this question. So here you go. It's in the poll right now. Anyone that wants and can and will, just click, vote it. That'd be nice. At the end of the show, we'll go over everything.
Where have you done stopovers before? On the way to New Zealand?
Hong Kong, Australia, and Fiji when going to some of the South Pacific Islands. So here you go. That's some of the stopovers which are available along the way. All right, who else is here? Violet, what she's saying?
Violet says, thank you guys. I will make sure to, I'll watch all the videos. I'm also happy to be part of the big family of over 30K.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
That is a large family. I am not cooking for everybody at Christmas. I'm telling you right now, we may be a family of 30,000 people, but do not count on me to cook for everybody at Christmas. There's always one sucker that has to cook for the whole family, not it. Just saying.
All right, Ash S says, Robin, where did you film the recent videos for the must-do activities that you have been posting?
We filmed it in a local forest in central North Island in the Tongariro National Park. So we go from one location to the other, just in the Tongariro National Park, which is located, well, literally right in the center of the North Island, south of Lake Taupo, which is New Zealand's largest lake.
Yeah. We have Fabio saying, hi guys, I made it, or I mad it.
Yeah. He's too relaxed to type it. He's just got his massage.
I understand.
Way too relaxed. So that's where we filmed the videos. And so there is 40 of them, and obviously I didn't travel to each of those locations to go film those videos, but we did travel to each of those locations before, and also recently to some of them. But that was kind of a lot of fun. Ash says, great, we plan to visit Tongariro.
Yeah, that's a good place.
That's a really good place, and that's a place that offers a very big variety of landscapes, right? You can have like those almost desert-like volcanic landscape with no vegetation, but you can also have those really thick forests with moss and waters and crater lakes and all that, which is where you saw the videos of this week being filmed. So you have such an eclectic landscape, which I really like, because like that you can go to one destination and have widely different New Zealand experiences rather than having to travel to a lot of different places. So it feels like it ticks a lot of boxes for what New Zealand, especially North Island, looks like. So the Tongariro National Park is definitely a great place to spend a lot of time there. So if you are able to do so, definitely do it. And actually, I do have a video that's going to come out in September with my favorite things to do in the Tongariro National Park, which I filmed in the Tongariro National Park with Laura on yet another hike. And I pushed it into this September, in December, in September, just because I'm doing this whole series of like complete guides right now. So I just had to push the publication of it later. All right, what is Nipun having to say? Nathan. Yes.
Saying, I loved watching all the South Island regions and the Taranaki region as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Taranaki is
nice.
very, very good. It's usually good if you've got more time on the North Island and you have the time to go to explore it. I definitely recommend it.
I do like myself a good circular volcano myself.
Yes,
That is
very
always
perfectly
nice.
shaped
Yes.
volcano. Okay, so Nippon says, hello guys, great to see you again. Hope you guys are doing good. I work as a chef here in India from past 3 years and expecting a job offer from Christchurch very soon once I have what will be the next process.
Well, at that point, you will have to deal with Immigration New Zealand. So, Immigration New Zealand is going to be the best place for you to sort out all your visas. There is a law in New Zealand that states that only registered immigration advisors are able to give immigration advice. We are not immigration advisors. So, if you have questions about the things to do in Christchurch, you can ask Nathan in the chat because we probably answered that to him about a million times. But no, jokes aside, if you have questions about things to do in New Zealand, traveling in New Zealand, planning a holiday in New Zealand, we're here to help you out. However, anything to do with immigrating in New Zealand, at that point you will have to go to immigration.govt.nz. That would be the best place for you to get all that information.
All right, Clay, one of our Patreons, is here giving us a wave.
Oh,
hello.
boy.
We have Fabio saying, I organised me a beer and pizza, ready for 2 hours of Robin and Laura. Oh, can we have some? I'd like some beer and pizza.
Thank you. Laura, it is 8:04 in the morning.
It's never too early for beer and pizza.
Laura, your role model, ladies and gentlemen. All right, what does Share the Adventure have to say?
Share the Adventure, who we've had on the live chat before, saying, being from Los Angeles, we would most likely stop through wherever we fly from New Zealand so we can say hi to friends and eat in and out. But hoping our next big trip is Japan, so maybe Asia.
Ooh, so will you fly all the way to like Tokyo or Nagasaki and then fly straight to New Zealand? That would be a good idea actually, because I will shave off a few miles as well. And and New Zealand is actually pushing really hard for recovery of travel with Asia. So you may actually get cheaper flights from Asia than you will get from North America. So that may be a really good idea, especially since there's a bit more competition there as well. What is Clay saying?
Clay says, why not get registered and offer them as a Patreon perk for immigration? I think he's referring to.
First up, it takes a lot of time. It's a lot of paperwork. I hate boring paperwork, so hell no. And I don't find that too useful, to be fair. In my personal, just in a personal level, right? My personal belief is that pretty much everybody is able to do the immigration paperwork on their own. I've done all of my own paperwork. Laura's done all of her own paperwork, and that was not that hard to do. I'm not even a native English speaker, and I successfully did all the paperwork on my own. So my personal belief is that you should be able to do it all on your own. And I'm not really a big fan of immigration advisors and what they do and all that. And I also believe that most of the information, honestly, is very clearly displayed on the immigration website. Like, all the information is very easy to find. There are some really handy tools on there where you are able to literally just find which one is your path, what's the form to fill in. The forms are pretty straightforward, right? There is boxes literally to fill, right? So it's really not that hard of a process. I just think that a lot of people just want to brush it up because they find it a little too hard. And I think that if you are about to do such a massive change of lifestyle, you may want to be in control of it yourself rather than giving it to a person that is literally only interested in their fee, and very often in the extra fee that comes after this and after this and after that. So you're about to literally do a 180 on your life path. What about you're in charge of that 180 and not another person? So that's the sole reason why I don't want to be registered as an immigration advisor, just because I don't believe that there is a need for one, and there should be immigration advisor around. Do the process yourself, be in control of your own path, and realize if that's the right thing for you. Also, a lot of people that decide to use immigration advisor do so because they haven't visited New Zealand before and they feel unfamiliar with the New Zealand culture. And in my personal opinion, you should have visited the place where you're about to move to, just because it's such a big change of lifestyle. Why not check it out first and know that it's the right thing for you? So it's obviously just personal belief, but that is my take on why we are not immigration advisors, registered immigration advisor. As per Laura, she can be first. All right, Share the Adventure says, no idea. I don't know what option are to Japan from here. So you are, where are you at? You said you're originally from Los Angeles, but where are you based at?
I think they said last time they were based in Tauranga if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so Auckland, obviously, like Auckland to Tokyo, they do have some flight there.
Yeah. Unless we're misunderstanding your comment, share the adventure. Just let us know if we're going on a long tangent here.
Yeah, I don't think they fly from Wellington to or the airport to Japan actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. What is Fabio having to say?
Fabio says, have to say, the flight from the US to Nagasaki was not the best in the past. Sorry for that kind of humour. As long as you're just taking a passenger plane. And,
passenger plane is fine. Yeah. As long as you don't take off from an aircraft carrier, you're good.
Yeah.
Ash.
Ash says, is it a long walk from the Blue Bridge ferry arrival to the train station in Picton? I heard the transfer from Inter Islander is easier, but it was sold out on my preferred date. So for the Blue Bridge terminal and the Inter Islander terminal, they're pretty much next door to each other. Yeah. So in terms of getting to the Picton train station, as long as you've got some manageable bags, you can pretty much walk there yourself. You're
just going to have to go around kind of a bunch of fences. There are fences between both ferry terminals so people don't get completely lost. So you're going to have to zigzag your way through more fences.
But the Picton train station is pretty much next door to all the ferry terminals. There will be a little bit of walking to do, but it's usually, something that most people can handle. It's easy to do with a wheelie suitcase or a backpack. Yeah. And that should be fine.
Yeah, it will be a matter of like, man, if it takes you more than 10 minutes, that means genuinely you're slow, right? It's just that, right? Like if you're really slow, it will take you 10 minutes, like at most.
Yeah.
Obviously, give yourself some time, because you also have like the time of disembarking and all that. So but the walk itself is relatively short. But give yourself some time to disembark.
So when you arrive at the terminal, you can always, if you're just going as a passenger, which I imagine you are if you're taking the train, obviously, just ask when you arrive. Ask where the ask at the just ask the guys at the terminal to point you in the direction of the train station, and they will probably tell you the best route to walk there.
Yeah, they point you out in the right direction. And you're probably going to be on that ferry alone, the 30th person asking them the same question anyway, so don't worry. You're probably already going to have the arm pointing that way, and you'll be like, just follow the hand. Just follow the hand, mate. So yeah, you'll be good. No panic at all. Clay says, fair enough. Lou, which is his partner from South America, say done all paperwork alone when becoming permanent resident. Yeah, here you go. And so it's just a personal thing, right? Like, I mean, you're about to make a massive life change. Just be in control of it. It's so much easier that way. Okay, Fabio says, Ash, it is literally about 5 minutes, I think. Well, you see, I said 10 minutes. If you do 10 minutes, you're slow. So here you go. Fabio says about 5 minutes. So yeah, no, it's really not a long transfer at all. But that's when your choice of luggage comes into play, right? If you have a really hard to carry around suitcase, it's going to be a pain in the neck. But a good backpack may do the trick, my friend. A good backpack may do the trick. What is Nathan having to say?
Nathan says, how long did it take to record all the region videos?
So all the region videos, to record all of them, took me a couple of days. I literally spent the day out, like from when the sun rose, so about 8:30 in the morning, and I was finishing around 4:30. And so I did that for 2 days, and I recorded all those 40 videos, walking around in the forest. There is a lot of behind the scenes on the Patreon group, on the Patreon Facebook group. Actually, we did a lot of shenanigans and stupid antics in there. We posted so many videos lately on the Patreon Facebook group. It's quite insane. But yeah, so we that was a couple of days, and then then we keep going over there regularly, keep on recording all the next videos and the next videos and the next videos. So it's gonna be my whole month, right? Going over there a couple of times a week, and then doing editing and then publishing those videos. So yeah.
All right, we are at
Chidibiere
saying hello. We'll be flying from Nigeria to Auckland soon. I really can't wait to tour the Cook Islands. Miss you guys already.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's exciting.
Chidibiere, I love that name. I have to say, I love that name. It is just, I hope we're pronouncing it properly, but it is the best username we had today. I love it. So, yeah. This is worth it. This prize has no monetary value, but enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you will have the best username of the day.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Chidibere. I give that award once a week, and this week it is for you. So you're coming to Auckland, and then are you going straight away to the Cook Islands, or are you going to visit a little bit New Zealand first? What's the plan? Let us know.
Yeah.
What is Ash having to say?
Ash says, I'm a bit slow, so 15 minutes.
No. Okay, I said if you're very slow, it's 10 minutes, mate. No.
Yeah, just take your time, take in the scenery of the harbour as you're walking to the train station. And,
Ash, what you need to do is that you do need to take a photo of your watch, in front of the Blue Bridge ferry, and then you watch in front of the train and send that to us. When you we want to know how long it took you to walk that way. It's literally something you can literally film with your phone as you're just saying hi to us, and that's it. I mean, come on, mate. It is pretty slow. All right, everybody. Now that is 20 people right here, don't forget to. Question of the day. Yeah, question. I just wanted to say don't forget, but that's fine. I'm talking about the logo, the jingle. Hey, okay. Question of the day, guys. When you're flying to New Zealand, where will be your stopover? I want to know. There is a survey in the live chat, so go ahead and vote. Will your stopover when flying to New Zealand be in Asia, in the Middle East, in North America, or will you fly direct to New Zealand? So I want to know. Make sure to head to the voting station. Every vote counts at this point, guys. Very important. We have 20 votes. There is 24 of you right here watching, so we can get a few more votes. So yeah, Ash says done. I'm gonna get my photos. Nice one.
Nice.
So Patreons. We want to say hi to the Patreon. Fabio says possible stops: Hong Kong, Singapore. Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Hong Kong is the best one. Hong Kong is a great stop. All right, let's talk about Patreon quickly. Hey everybody, so today for the Patreon shout out, I thought I'd do something a little bit different and take you guys to our local forest. We want to welcome Chad and Jane. We are so glad to have you as supporters at the moment. It's really awesome for you guys to have joined us, and we can't wait to help you plan your trip in December. You're coming to New Zealand. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. If you too want to join us on Patreon, well, you can join all the awesome people which are their names are displayed below. They all are super supporters. There is plenty of perks for you, including access to a secret Facebook group, or help to plan your trip to New Zealand, and many more perks, including another 1-hour live session like the one you're currently watching right now. Speaking of that, let's get back to it. All right, well, welcome Chad and Jane. We're really happy. If you guys want to join us on Patreon, there is a link in the description below with access to a secret Facebook group where we can help you plan your trip. And we share a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of shenanigans, and answer all your questions. We currently have somebody called Oriol and his lovely lady traveling around New Zealand and the Cook Islands, and we've been helping them out quite a lot with all their travel through New Zealand and the South Pacific. So it's a ton of fun, so check the link in the description below. Let's go back to the live chat.
We have Chidiberi saying, wow, feels good to be part of the family already. Yeah,
that's nice. Again, I am not cooking for the whole family at Christmas. I'm putting my foot down on that.
Yeah, it's good to have you here, Chidiberi. We have Fabio saying, last time we had Hong Kong twice, and it was okay-ish. Quite boring being there at 4 a.m. after leaving New Zealand and waiting for the personnel of the airport to open the transfer. Yeah.
I hate waiting at airports. That's really the thing. Like, if you get to leave the airport itself and you have enough time, then that's an enjoyable stopover. But waiting in the airport, especially at night, it's just terrible. Once, I can't remember how and when and why, but once I actually had to spend a night at the airport, and they close like pretty much all terminal and get everybody, and you have like one lounge where you can sit.
Yeah,
you have like one lounge where you've done that as well.
Yeah.
So you have like one lounge where you sit, and you just have to sit for like 6 hours in between the time that, because the airport can't close at like I'm making up hours right now, but like 1 a.m. and it reopens at 5 or something like that. So it's only like 4, 5, 6 hours at most, right? But it's the absolute worst. I really don't like that.
But you've been out in Hong Kong, though.
Yeah, Hong Kong is a good place to
What
visit.
would you suggest to do if somebody was visiting Hong Kong?
Go surf yourself and go to a market, but go eat, just go eat. On the stopover, you only have time to literally leave the city, go eat some stuff, and then come back. But just like literally the taxi drive out and then coming back, it's kind of cool to see such a weird and fun and big city. So yeah. All right, what does Nathan have to say?
Nathan says, why don't you want to cook for everyone for Christmas, Robin?
Because it's 30,000 people.
That's not the Christmas spirit.
Need I say more? 30,000 people. Nonsense.
All right, you've heard it here, guys. At Christmas, Robin is going to be cooking on this channel for everyone who'll do a live presentation of the meal.
Of 30,000 plates. And every single one of you, I'll ask, would you like a little bit more sauce? No? Okay. Would you like a little bit more sauce? And I do that 30,000 times. Nonsense. All right, where are we at?
We have Fabio saying 5 hours of waiting, 2 hours with the cleaning team that have been cleaning the floors.
Oh, fun times. Okay, L. van der Wal says, thanks for all the info you give. Very helpful as we are planning to visit the North Island as we have friends and family there. Greetings from the Netherlands. Oh, nice. How are you doing? How is it going for you in the Netherlands right now? Is it too hot? We keep on hearing from Europe that it's too hot. It's too cold here. Please send us a bottle of warmth.
I'm literally shivering right now. I think this is like the coldest I've been all winter.
It is literally -1 right now. I mean, we have the heater, so it's -1 outside, but it's -1 right now. It is quite cold. Okay, Chidibiere is saying, I have a transit visa that only gives me access to pass through Auckland to my destination, Cook Islands. But in due time, I will plan for a proper trip to New Zealand. Nice one. So how long are you going to be spending in the Cook Islands and what's in the plans? If you want to check out cookislandspocketguide.com, it's our travel guide for the Cook Islands as well. So yeah, we do have travel guides for many of the South Pacific Islands. So check them out.
Yeah.
What is Share the Adventure saying?
Share the Adventure says, mostly due to the prices, we were considering flying to Fiji to fly back to LA.
Oh, yeah.
Is the airport easy enough to get in and out to actually see Fiji in a layover? Dip in the ocean between flights sounds nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how long you have, how long you have during your stopover, but there are mostly the nicest beaches. They're actually a little bit out of, so where you arrive in Fiji, you arrive in the city of Nadi. And
no beautiful beaches there.
That's really not known for its beaches.
It's not that.
But if you are there for just a short time, then Nadi does have quite a few cool things to see. You can do various tours where they'll pick you up from the airport and take you, for instance, to some hot pools that are nearby. Like they have like a hot mud pools, mineral pools, which is quite cool to see. They have these beautiful tropical gardens called the Garden of the Sleeping Giants, which you can go check out as well. Just like lots of little small things that you can do in a quick, maybe say if you're there for half a day, you'd be able to do that for like a half a day layover. But if you want to go see beautiful beaches and islands, then you usually have to basically take a ferry out to the Mamanuca Islands or the Isawa Islands, and that's worth having a couple of days to do that.
Can they just do a day tour to like one of the islands, like a quick day tour from Nadi and then coming back, or even going to hang out in the resort, right? They can enter a resort, right? Yeah,
so you could go to Denarau, which is actually connected to the main island of Fiji, Viti Levu, and you could take a transfer to Denarau, and then from Denarau there are day trips which take you to the various islands of the Mamanuca Islands. So yeah, that's a good idea. You can do sort of day cruises. But yeah, you'll have a lot of luggage and stuff to deal with. But tour companies are pretty accommodating there. They'll probably be able to sort something out for you.
What I'd say that if you have, under 5-6 hours, the only kind of reasonable thing to do without rushing like a crazy person all around will be to just head to Denara, pick one resort, and literally go have a meal, buy drinks over there, and enjoy the pool. And they all do have like those really big pool with sand, like it's just fake beach,
lagoon
basically.
Style pool.
Exactly, lagoon style pools. That's the name. Here you go. So they all have this kind of thing. That would be the way to enjoy the heat and the waters there. So that'd be the way to do it. El van der Wal, I am probably destroying your name, by the way, and I apologize for that, saying it's a heat wave here. Well, fantastic. Bottle up some heat and send it to us. It's really cold here. It is really, really, really cold. But yeah, what are you planning on doing in North Island with your family? Where's your family base? Give us a bit of, give us some details right here. We thrive on details, so we can give the right advice right here. And and obviously we do have guides on pretty much everywhere in New Zealand, as mentioned today. So yeah, check it out. Anthony says it's 82s in the shade here, and what was that in Celsius? I don't know. And Fabio is here, 27.7 Celsius.
Oh,
Here you go,
yeah.
bam, bam,
Okay.
bam. Fabio is acting almost as our producer right here. Just
Yeah.
he looks like this massage hasn't relaxed him so much. He replied that so fast. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you need another massage to actually be relaxed, mate. How quick was that? That was by the time I finished reading that sentence, Fabio just popped in with that message. That was just
Very handy.
That was just right on the dot, mate. That was amazing.
27.7 Celsius in the shade is pretty darn warm.
That is really hot. Is it the right temperature to crack an egg on a rock and actually cook it? When I actually was in Arizona and Colorado, in between those two states, there was some tours that literally they were doing that, just kind of show it to you, and it worked. Like literally did that, just kind of as a fun things, like the tours, like you grab an egg, put it on the rock, and it's like literally like start bubbling.
Wow.
It's kind of entertaining. So yeah.
Sounds it. Did you know that there is near the town of Murchison in the South Island, there is a natural fire in the forest which never goes out. It's so weird. It's like such a weird sort of phenomenon. But they go take you over there and cook you a meal on the natural fires just outside of Murchison. So if you want to do something that it's kind of a very underrated activity. Not many people really
Pretty much nobody knows about
it to do it. But if you're in the Murchison area, which a lot of people when they're traveling.
Exactly. So where would you go to and from in order to pass through Murchison? Where do they need to add the
So
stopover?
if you were traveling between Nelson and Westport on the west coast, so Nelson's at the top of the South
we used to have the
Islands,
map. What?
And then Westport is at the it's kind of on the sort of top of the west coast, and you take one of the main state highway on that route would take you through Murchison.
I'm so upset.
You don't have your map.
I did not load the map. We haven't used the map in so long. I didn't load the map. Could have loaded the map. Anyway, Murchison. There is some guides on the NZ Pocket Guide as well. If you want to check it out,
Yeah.
we do have plenty of
Learn
info
more
for
about
you there.
the mystical fires in the forest.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Fabio is in Austria, and he says last week we had 37 degrees. It was just too hot. That is the internal temperature. It's not okay. If it's inside you, it's 37 degrees Celsius, right? So if outside you, it's 36. It shouldn't equalize. It's not okay. Okay, in Pangang, Guam, you're back. Welcome back. Happy to have you back on board. Says Kiara just completed all our paperwork to enter New Zealand. As an older couple, can you tell us? Are we an older couple or are you? Yeah, okay. We are an older couple. I know, we're a bit boring now. Can you tell us about coach tours for the North Island? Also, any way to support your show with a one-time donation? Okay, so the one-time donation, you definitely can join us on Patreon for just 1 month. It's absolutely fine. You are only charged on the 1st of the month. So if you join us right now, you stay all the way to September. On the 1st of September, you charge, and then you're more than welcome to leave. And that worked very well. Otherwise, I think there is some buttons from YouTube and everything. But yeah, it's really up to you. But honestly, join us on Patreon for just a month. It's fun. And there is literally no commitment or anything like that. So you kind of like... you kind of like complete freedom, right? So you absolutely do not have to stick around if you do not want to stick around, and we love you nonetheless, and we'll support you for your time. So yeah, you if you literally join today on Patreon, you stay with us all the way to the 1st of September, you'll be charged. You stay all the way to like the 29th of September and you leave, you won't be charged no more. So here you go, you get a whole month and a half, and you get to see what we, like extra live sessions, all our shenanigans. You get to see all the behind the scenes as I'm filming a lot of videos at the moment. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, I would encourage you to do that if you only do a one-time donation. Now, coach tours on the North End. Laura, you've worked on that actually recently on NZ Pocket Guide, haven't you? So I'll put the site on screen.
Yeah, so there's quite a few different tour companies you can be taking. A good one for older couples would be ATT Kings. That's a very popular tour in New Zealand, and they do tours just on the North Island or just on the South Island or both islands. So they'll definitely have something. They have tours ranging usually from like 5 days to maybe even 2 weeks. So and anything in between. So they do quite a range of of tours that suits a variety of times. So definitely check out ATT Kings. There's also another company called Luxury Gold, which the tour company name sounds quite a bit cheesy, but they are also very good for older people. They usually are setting you up, you know, when they stop accommodations, they're setting you up in quite nice hotels, providing quite a few meals and things included in the tour as well, which ATT Kings does as well. So yeah, you get quite a lot of inclusions with these tours, because they are directed at an older audience. That usually means that tour prices are a little bit higher than some of the tours in New Zealand directed to younger people, but they usually have a bit more meals included, even some activities included as well. So yeah, what's Robin was showing you on screen was our articles comparing the different bus tours in New Zealand. So definitely check that out on nzpocketguide.com, and yeah, you'll be able to see. We list what sort of age groups they tend to attract. So if you want to be more with a similar sort of age group instead of being with a bunch of, you know, young people partying all the time, then we sort of outline on our comparison guides what sort of age groups they attract as well. So
I gave you the link in the live chat, so you can have a look at all our description of all the tours and everything like that. So remember that there is 3 pages worth of articles alone, so just go over them. One of the examples that I was showing you on screen was the 7 best 7 days tours of the North Islands. So 7-day tours on the North Island, but we compare a lot of different kind of tours, so look at which one is the best for you. We also have the best coach tours for the entirety of New Zealand, and more. So have a look at all the different ones that we are suggesting. And as Laura said, she goes really in depth into what's the crowd as well, what's the vibe of it, so you can pick which exact vibe you want out of this tour. So yeah, there's a link for you in the live chat to help out.
Yeah. And also, Ipangang says, "Not you. We are the older couple."
Oh no, it's in the head. You know, you're watching YouTube. You're talking to 2 youngsters about taking a trip to New Zealand. What the hell? There is no way you're old. No way.
Also, I just want to slip in another company. Actually, depending on how old you are, there is a travel Hacker Tours does special tours, especially for over 30 to 50-year-olds. So if you're sort of the middle age range, if you're not like, retired, but you're still maybe an active older couple, then I also want to mention Hacker Tours is good for a more active trip, but with an older crowd.
Yes. Trafalgar is a good company too, right?
Yeah, Trafalgar. Yeah, that's
Trafalgar. Sorry, I said it terribly. Apparently, Laura felt the need to repronounce my Trafalgar.
is basically the competitors of ATT Kings. So
I just wanted to be fair and
compare
say
both of those. I was just coming up with the ones that come to my head straight away.
We like to be fair and mention everybody.
Yes,
but
when you look on the guides, you will see that we do mention as many different bus tour companies as possible.
And Ipangang, sorry. So yeah, if you even shortlist a few of them and you're not sure which one you want to go for and everything like that, you're more than welcome to ask us as well.
Yeah.
And as I said, if you join us on Patreon, you'll have access to all the Facebook group and everything, all the Facebook group and everything. So you'll be able to post there and ask us questions, and we reply rather quickly. I mean, there is a bunch of Patreons right here, Fabio, Tarmo, Anthony, and everything. They'll be able to vouch that we are always responding to the Facebook group. There is a lot of activities there, despite the fact we're 20 people in the Facebook group. There's only about 20 patrons. Damn, it's the most active group I've seen. All right, where are we at? Fabio was suggesting to use the super thanks or the super chat. Yeah, I don't really understand 100% how things work on the YouTube kind of donation stuff. So that's why I usually talk on Patreon, because I looked into that one. Okay, Navin says, "Hi, both of you. What about the SMC? When will it open?" Laura, what is SMC?
I don't know.
I don't know either. You may want to elaborate on that question, but if it has anything to do with immigration, I will point you out to immigration.govt.nz.
Yeah.
Hey, Tarmo's here. What's up, Tarmo?
Tamo says, "Good evening. As for the poll, those that are the lucky ones who have only one stop during their flight to NZ, even more lucky are those who can take a direct flight. Yes. I envy both."
Yeah, I mean, it's it is a luxury to be able to take a direct flight because it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
But that said, if the direct flight is a little too long, right? Like for example, Qantas was like advertising that they were doing like direct flight like London to Sydney, right? The jet lag, the way it's gonna hit you in the face when you land, it's not going to be fun, right? So being able to actually take the longest option, which is having a stopover of like a day or two, is genuinely the best option, and that's usually the thing that we tend to kind of prefer. To be quite honest, I think it's just the thing that makes the whole trip much more enjoyable. But Sanders is pitching it as well. Sanders, thank you for joining us today. That's awesome. He's one of our Patreon as well, but he's a bit more elusive. Sometimes he doesn't show up.
Yeah, elusive. So Sanders says, Tamo, how many stops do you have? I'm currently looking for flights with 2/3 stops.
Don't do that to yourself. No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, just do one stop. It's worth the extra money to just do one stop. Genuinely, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Please trust us. It's so much better.
I mean, if you're coming from a super remote place, but maybe you have connections like, taking the train to the largest airport near you and then taking as direct a flight as possible. But I know that, sometimes it's hard to make it so you have less stopovers. But if you do have the chance to maybe, even if you just pay a little bit more to make it a more direct, as direct as possible, because I know you can't just, skip out a flight there. If you have the opportunity to do that, I definitely recommend doing it that way. Because, when I've had family coming to visit before, actually, they took 3 stopovers and they ended up losing their luggage as well. It's like
because you get more chances to get things wrong.
They tried to take the very, very, very cheapest option, and usually when you take the very, very, very cheapest option, that's where things get a little bit iffy. So I definitely recommend just making it as easy for yourself as possible.
What I want to say is like the more stops you add, the more friction and the more ways things can go wrong, right? And yes, the airlines are supporting you. If you lose your flight, they give you $100 and blah 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 and sort you out. But it doesn't change the fact that you're not enjoying your trip in New Zealand. You're flying all the way to do that. So please don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
As direct as possible is better.
Yeah.
Now, Fabio says sometimes Laura is getting slow.
Do you mean slow up here, or
I don't know what
in the video, or
I don't know what that is, but Laura is.
I am getting slow. Yeah.
Laura usually is more. I'm usually talking faster and everything like that, but Laura is usually more taking the time to take things in, analyze it, and then she thinks before she speaks, and there is a value to that. Compared to me, so I think that's a compliment, Laura.
He's saying slow on Facebook.
Slow on Facebook. Oh, yeah, Laura. We have to nudge Laura, so there is a little bit of a game right here.
I have been posting.
I know you have.
Loads on Facebook recently, guys.
She's done one post, guys. She's done one post this week.
I posted a video. I have I have more stuff coming up for you guys. Just you wait and see.
Wow,
yeah.
Just you wait and see. You've been threatened, mate. You've been threatened by Laura. She will post on Facebook.
Yeah.
But so there is this ongoing thing just for everybody, right? So as part of the Patreon perks, you have access to a secret Facebook group where I post basically almost daily and I answer all the questions and everything. But there is this little game when we have to nudge Laura to be able to to actually answer questions, and I do that in real life too. I'm literally just sometimes poking Laura and say, hey, we need to do this, hey, we need to do that, or somebody asks you a question. And then to be fair, it's good. She's not addicted to social media. It's really good, and it's the best. It's really good. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tamo has 2 stops. Ipan Gang says, thank you, we're joining right now. Nice. Well, as soon as you join, you will get the link for the secret Facebook group, and let me know here in this live chat. So I accept you in there so you can join the extra hour after this. So we have another hour of hanging out together, and we have some fun games. Tamo says, Sanders, I have 2 stops. Where are your stops, Tamo? Where are each of your stops? I bet one of them is like somewhere in Heathrow or Charles de Gaulle airport. In Europe, you always do that. You always have to go to one of those 2 ones, or Berlin, and then you fly. You fly somewhere. Sanders says 1-stop flights are over $2,500, and 2 to 3 stops are for $1,500. That is a big difference.
Yeah.
I see a little bit more of an incentive. I see. Yeah. I'd say if the difference is under $300, then it's worth paying the extra.
Yeah.
I think more than $300, I think I may see your point. And that is $1,000 a lot. €1,000 is a lot of money. It's much more than $1,000. So I kind of agree.
Yeah.
Okay, what is Dylan having to say?
Dylan says, greetings from Iowa. We
Hey.
are looking for a quality Maori cultural experience, especially one involving a traditional haka.
Nice.
Any suggestions?
All right, so pretty much any of the Maori evening tours will involve a haka as well as a lot of insight into the Maori cultures, and most of them will be located in the town of Rotorua. Rotorua is on the North Island of New Zealand, and it's definitely the great place to visit there. There you'll have basically about 3 major options to choose from. So the good thing that's going to happen to you right now is that Laura will run you through all 3 of them.
All right, so you have a Tamaki Maori village. So the thing you need to know, first of all, if you want to see a traditional haka, is where you go to a cultural experience where there are a lot of people sort of involved in it, and we're going to talk about more like the big group evenings. Otherwise, there are smaller, more like, you know, small one-on-one Maori tours around New Zealand, but they wouldn't involve a haka because it's usually just one guy sort of sharing his culture with you. So yeah, talking about the large evenings, like the Maori cultural evenings with cultural performances and the haka involved, Tamaki Maori Village is a really popular one. They take you to a sort of mock-up of a Maori village where you go around and have a really interactive experience, learning some traditional games, actually learning to do the haka yourself, that sort of thing, and they will do all the performances, show you the traditional pōwhiri, which is a welcoming ceremony, and then ending with a beautiful hangi feast, which is slow-cooked food in an underground oven. So I'm using Tamaki Maori Village as an example of that, but Mitai Maori Village, which is another option, does essentially the same thing, and is definitely worth considering as well. Just basically see which one has the best price for when you're traveling there, basically. And then another good one is Te Puia. So what's a little bit different with Te Puia is that their Maori village or cultural show, it's not really, they don't really do the Maori village thing. They take you more to a marae where they do their cultural show in their marae, which is a large meeting house. Or a whare is the large meeting house. But they go through essentially the same sort of traditions, the cultural performances. But what makes them also a little bit different is that it's at a geothermal area. So you can go explore a geothermal park either before or after the cultural performance. So if you want to Te Puia is more of a good thing to do if you've got limited time in Rotorua and you want to see both geothermal experiences.
Can we do both?
Yeah, and see a Maori cultural experience as well, and fit that all into one activity in half a day. Then Te Puia is a good third option.
So as Laura was talking, Dylan, I showed you NZ Pocket Guide, and I show you how to find the article with our favorite Maori experiences in New Zealand. So you literally just have to head to activities, then unique activities, and then Maori cultures, and that's one of the first article on the list. I also added a link for you in the chat right now. So if you go in the chat box, there is a link to that very article. And on the first point, as I highlighted in the screen as Laura was talking, there is the links to all those places. So you can check out their tours and see which one fits the best in your itinerary. Any follow-up questions, Dylan? Go nuts. We're here for you. All right, Tamo says one of his stopover when flying all the way from Estonia is Frankfurt, Germany. Yeah, I forgot Frankfurt's the big airport too. And then the second one is in Hong Kong. Total is 29 hours flight time plus layovers. You're definitely going to need a bit of a nap after that. I will post my video. I recorded actually one of the travel tips video I recorded is how to get over the jet lag. So I will post this one this week. So you may want to pay attention to it. Yeah. All right, Derek, which if I remember is the Chicago Bulls fan, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
What is Derek saying, Laura?
Says, Kia ora, good morning from windy Wellington, from Derek the Bulls fan from Chicago.
I was right.
My wife and I have been here since Tuesday and we leave Friday. Having a great time. That's
nice.
Good to hear. We are flying Wellington, Auckland, LAX, Chicago.
So tell us a little bit what you've done in Wellington. What are you up to in Wellington? So just tell the good people of the internet what you suggest to do in Wellington, since you're having such a great time. It's always good to hear all the bell sounds. You know, we're always telling you guys, hey, we like this, we like this, we like that. But sometimes it's cool to hear what you like, and what other opinions counts too. All right, what is Fabio saying?
Fabio says, is there a right way of pronouncing Rotorua? We stayed there for about 2 weeks in total. We had Maori girls from R working with us in Te Puke, and everyone pronounced it different.
Don't ask an English girl and a French guy how to say
No.
that. So it's the same than you, right? I've been in New Zealand for over a decade. Laura just under a decade. So you know we rolled around New Zealand quite a lot, and I agree with you. Everybody and their cousins is pronouncing the word Rotorua in a different way. So just go with what feels right for you, and you'll be fine. You know, people.
As long as you're understood.
Yeah,
I think
people
that's
are
the
not too
main
judgy
thing.
here.
Yeah.
People are fine. You know, if you have a foreign accent, you can say things in a little bit of a different way. You know, they just may have a little smile in their face, but they'll be fine. You know, I live with that my entire life, and I'm still alive. Let me take the pulse.
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Good.
I'm good. What is Fabio saying?
Fabio says, how to get over the jet lag. Just don't get one.
Good
Simple.
tip. I mean, right to the point. I like it. So that I go reshoot the video over there if that's okay with you. I just get back my my camera and go refilm it.
Dylan says, thank you so much. Great info and resources.
You're very welcome, Dylan. There is much more where that comes from. So check out the website as well. And
Yeah.
what is Lawrence saying?
Lawrence says, hello, Laura, Robin, and everyone here.
How are you doing, Lawrence? What is up with you?
We have Iguana Sloth with another awesome username saying...
That's true. Iguana Sloth. Sorry, I'm just... we're just welcoming somebody new on Patreon.
Ooh.
So, I don't know if it's in Pan Gang or not, but I'm waiting for the request to join the Facebook group, so therefore I can welcome them. It doesn't really matter, but I'll welcome them during the next...
Well, I'll get on with Iguana Sloth's question. Saying... Hey, again, folks, what are some great Kiwi snacks to bring back for our friends back home other than Whittaker's chocolates?
Ooh, you've already heard of that. Okay, you need to get yourself some Jaffas. It's hard-coated candies with an orange coating around. That's really nice. You can get them something disgusting just to see their face when they're eating it. It's called pineapple lumps. Just trust me and bring it back.
A pot of Marmite?
A pot of Marmite also, that would be pretty awful.
Yeah.
Because that's basically tar seal that Kiwi eats for breakfast. So that's two like more jokey kind of gift. Manuka honey is always a really good treat. And it has fun health benefits as well. I don't know if it's
you could get some
but
New
it's kinda
Zealand
nice.
wine, perhaps,
Exactly, yeah.
if you visit any wineries and you're like, ooh, I like the wine here. And, you know, you can always bring some wine back. If you want to do a practical joke on your friends, you can always bring back some L&P and see how that fares in the flight and when they open it. But,
one traveler that I met, he literally flew back home with like 5 kiwi fruits, and he was like, "Oh, I brought you by the kiwi," and their friends were all excited about it and gave them a damn kiwi fruit. So I thought that was quite funny.
Wow.
So,
I'm surprised it got through customs.
Well, you can live with them, and some countries don't have the same. Like biosecurity in New Zealand is really big, but genuinely, you're flying back to Europe. Nobody gives a damn what you bring.
I know. I remember returning back to the UK, there was nothing. No biosecurity.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully that's enough ideas for you, Iguana Sloth. We do have an article on NZPocketGuide.com, which is the 25 foods to try in New Zealand, which also includes some snacks in there.
And we have that coming up as a video this week as well as the best souvenirs to bring back to your friend. Yes, I have many travel tips coming up this week. Literally, we have another 25 videos coming up this week, so make sure to keep an eye for that.
Make sure you subscribe.
I am exhausted recording videos and editing them, guys. Please watch them. Don't let them stand at like 10 views each.
Lawrence says, I was caught up playing a game and didn't see the reminder all the time. Oh no.
Oh no. What were you playing?
Yeah, more to the point, what were you playing?
What were you playing?
Todd is here saying,
oh, Todd is back.
Was wondering what the best waterfalls were in New Zealand. Then I checked yourselves. 12 best right there. Thank you. You two rock. Well, there you go.
Well, you know what? Let's just pick our favorites, right? Laura, do you want to go first?
Yes.
I know 2 in the top of my head. I'm like, I think they are the best
I
one.
have one
go
in
for
my
it.
head.
Which one's your favorite?
McLean Falls
in the
Catlins.
That's one of my 2, so that's easy. McLean Falls in the Catlins is really a spectacular waterfall that you can climb and take some awesome photos there.
I love how there's different, there's like the main waterfall at the top, but then there's all these tiers of waterfalls that you can crawl up to go see the main waterfall. It's just, the whole thing looks amazing.
And the next waterfall that I think is really worth seeing is on the North Island, and it's Bridal Veil Fall on your way down to Raglan. It's just a one really gigantic and quite thin waterfall. It's just so striking, so different. It looks really awesome. So if I have to only pick two, that would be the two one. But don't worry, in New Zealand, there's no way you only see two waterfalls. Like they just jump at you when you drive around. Waterfalls happen to you. You don't have to seek waterfalls in New Zealand.
There's a lot of waterfall stops to check out. Yes. If you go on any bus tour in New Zealand, usually they're stopping every 2 seconds for the waterfalls, and by the time you're at the bottom of the South Island, you're like, I don't want to see another waterfall.
Does anyone ever say that? Has anyone ever said, I don't want to see more waterfalls?
No more waterfalls.
No, I can't do it anymore.
I am spoiled. I can't
Stop with the
handle it
beauty.
anymore.
It's too beautiful. It's too pretty.
Too much natural beauty in New Zealand. It's overwhelming.
All right, that's funny.
Derek is telling us what he's done in Wellington.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So yesterday we hiked/tramped to Mount Victoria /Matairangi, and it was beautiful, and walked Oriental Bay/Parade. We are staying on Cuba Street, which is really hip and fun.
Yeah.
Nice, and Te Papa Museum is the best. Yeah. Te Papa Museum is an absolute must visit.
I could not agree more.
Yeah, if you do have time, Derek, I definitely recommend heading to Zealandia if you haven't been there
Before you
already.
leave, head to Zealandia.
Yeah. Iguana Sloth says, wow, great tips. You both rule.
Nice. Thank you very much, mate. Means a lot. Weet-Bix is a suggestion from Fabio of food to bring back from New Zealand, and saying that I love them. Weet-Bix is... Tamo is speaking about the best souvenir from New Zealand must be a stuffed kiwi bird. It's actually not even on my list, so here you go.
What?
It's on like the complete list that we have on the website, but not on the short list that I did for those videos. So I publish a lot of videos, but I like to keep them short and sweet. So everything that I do has to stay under the 5-minute mark, just because I want to just give you the information you want, and then off you go. If you want to know more, you're more than welcome to head to the website. But I feel like nowadays videos on YouTube are forced to last as long as possible, because the YouTube algorithm is all about retention. The longer you keep people, the more they're going to show your video and all these things. And so that means that even the content producers that I used to enjoy watching YouTube's on video, now I feel like they're stretching their content to the brink of like death. It's just kind of like they try to fill in with as much things as possible, which a lot of it just feels like boring padding. So it's just content to be just watch time, and I feel like I'm not a brain dead and just have this kind of thing. So I'm going to do things shorter from now on.
Time is precious.
Exactly. So it's going to be short and sweet to the point. And we're going to try to do that as much as possible. If you want to elaborate on things, we've got this live session right here where we can chit chat for an hour. But that's basically it. I'm not going to kind of stretch the content for the sake of the algorithm and deadening your brains. You guys have valuable things to do during your time. Here you go. That's my piece said. I am way too honest and frank today. The live session with the Patreon is going to be quite lively today. I can tell you that. I'm on a frank tornado right here. All right, what is Katrina having to say?
Katrina says, good morning, you guys, with a nice sunshine emoji.
I do appreciate the emoji right here.
We have Fabio saying, snack, breakfast, meal, he eats it all the time. That's his Weet-Bix.
Inpan Gang, yes, that's you. Inpan Gang, make sure to join us either on the Facebook group. There is a link in there, or if you want to, you can find the link to the Patreon live session on Patreon itself. There is a post right now. Just PSA.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Inpan Gang is here.
Great
Woo!
to have you on board.
Yeah.
Lawrence says, how about some nice merino wool clothes for
that
a
is
nice
on my list.
souvenir?
That is on the list, yes, for sure. That is definitely a really cool souvenirs to bring back from New Zealand, for sure.
I live in my merino wool layers.
You literally are right now.
I have about 3 merino wool layers on right now.
Yeah.
I've got some merino wool sort of leggings on.
Yeah.
I have like a vest on, a jumper on top. I love merino wool.
I am wearing merino wool too.
Yeah.
There you go. Derek Anderson says the Parliament tour was really interesting. Ooh, we consider that as the worst tour in New Zealand. So maybe you should try to travel around the entire country. You're going to love it. We actually got to stand on the floor of Parliament. We didn't get to do that.
Yeah, we did.
Did we? Okay, well,
Yeah.
we got to do that. Still boring, which I can't imagine doing in the States. Oh, okay, so you guys don't get to visit your Parliament in the States? I mean, sometimes some people get to visit it, but they, you have to go to court for years after that. Yeah, we plan on Zealandia and wine tour this week.
Ooh, nice. So you're going to Martinborough, I guess.
Martinborough for wine tours, yes, for sure.
Lawrence also says that she was not playing Fall Guys, just the Lord of the Rings one, Shadow of War. Super fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit more, more serious than the Fall Guys stint we've been having recently.
So yeah, Lawrence is one of our patrons. She knows that Laura is addicted to Fall Guys at the moment.
I love those little beans. All right.
What does your bean look like at the moment, Laura? How did you customize your bean?
It looks like an octopus, so it's got octopus arms on the underneath.
Yeah. Does it have any fancy garments that he's currently wearing?
Sonic the Hedgehog trainers.
There you go.
Sneakers.
Obviously an octopus with Sonic the Hedgehog trainers. So if you see a blue and red octopus with Sonic the Hedgehog sneakers on Fall Guy, that's Laura. All right.
Our username is Urban Smelt something.
Yes.
They gave it. You get a random username generation,
and it's shortened. It's shortened because it's like they do like Urban Smells with like a few numbers, but there's ... So literally our username is Urban Smell, which is like sweet. That's funny. All right. What is Fabio saying?
Fabio says Robin does not want to talk about his Weet-Bix consumption, maybe because he doesn't like them as much as Clay.
I'm not literally not even acknowledging any comments that include that word. This is just a banned word from that channel now.
Even though our mascot is actually called Weet-Bix.
Yes, you guys did vote, and you guys just got me good on this one. That's for sure. The mascot has a name, and it's Weet-Bix. You guys are the worst.
All right, Anthony Comstock is here with his signature phrase saying, like I like to say, stay safe, but I'm here till the end.
Nice one. I do like a good saying. Ash is saying, where can I buy merino wool clothes? Any clothing store in New Zealand? Now we're all naked. Laura, where can you buy merino wool clothes?
Good place to buy them are usually outdoor shops. So there's various outdoor shops.
Bivouac, Torpedo 7. There is also Macpac and Kathmandu, but they will only sell their own brand. So you may want to try those two other ones before any other places. And also that will allow you to not have to... So you can also buy, obviously, a lot of merino wool items in souvenir shops, but they will be widely overpriced. So I will suggest you go to Torpedo 7 or Bivouac or those kind of stores, just because you will literally pay the same than outdoors kind of people would be paying here in New Zealand, because otherwise you just get a premium tag just for being a tourist. So that's where I will get my garments, and there you'll be able to find like gloves, hats, scarves, jumpers, t-shirts, leggings, all those kind of things. So you'll be able to find all of those quite easily, and there's many different brands. Mine right here is Mont Royal, Laura is a Kathmandu.
There's Icebreaker.
Icebreakers as well. Actually, mine, is it Icebreaker or Mont Royal?
That one's
This one's Mont Royal. The other one's Icebreaker. So yeah, so we there's many different brands that you can choose from, and so that's why going in some of those more outdoor shops is just better.
Yeah.
And you'll find them in most cities. You can find them from Auckland to Queenstown to Christchurch to Invercargill to Wellington. You'll be able to find them everywhere.
Yeah. Well, basically in the main cities, the largest cities, you'll have plenty of options.
Yes. All right. It's time for us to compile the question of the day. Ooh, question of the day. Compilation. Question of the day. Compilation. All right. So everybody, we have looked at what is going on. We have looked at the numbers, and here's what you answered. Where will your stopover be on your flight to New Zealand? 34% of you will stop over in Asia. Comment quickly below where it will be. I know that Tamo is going to be in Hong Kong, but where else are you stopovers? There is only 5 minutes worth of the show left, so if you're still here and you voted for Asia, comment below. I want to know. Then you have voted I will fly direct, no stopover at 31%.
So good.
Life of luxury
so
you are
lucky.
living. Life of luxury. 25% of you will have a stopover in North America, such as, for example, Christina Holden, which is going to be stopping in YVR in Christchurch. So in Vancouver. And 9% of you will stop over in the Middle East. So here you go, 32 of you voted. That's kind of an interesting result. I really enjoy it. So yeah.
Fascinating
Fascinating
statistics.
I know, I like it a lot. So yeah, let us know where you're stopping. Now, so again, as I hinted a lot during this this live session, this week I am posting another about 20 videos. So last week I posted 40 videos with best things to do, all travel tips for all the towns, cities and regions of New Zealand. So there's really a lot in there, so if you want to check them out, we'd appreciate that a lot. This week I'm going to go over some travel tips to help you prepare your trip as best as possible when coming to New Zealand. So expect about 20 to 25 different videos being posted this week, and I will also record some videos for the following week that's going to have to do with I don't know, probably things to do. I can't remember. But yeah, that is the program for this week. So yeah, we're still off schedule. We're not doing the recap of New Zealand's biggest gap year or anything like that. So yeah. Okay.
Maddie is saying, I'm loving your short best things to do videos.
Oh, Maddie, that's really nice. Thank you very much. You see, I'm losing hope sometimes. I'm feeling like no one's watching
Nobody
it.
likes my short videos.
Some videos have like 11 views. You know how hurtful it is to have a channel with 30,000 subscribers and do videos that still like have 11 views? That is so saddening for me to even go in that damn forest and go record them for you. I'm like, no. So yeah, I'm glad you like them, Maddie. That means a lot to me. That actually Jerry does.
Fabio is saying Dubai is a major hub because of Emirates.
It is, yeah. So, and that's why also Hong Kong is a major hub because of Cathay Pacific as well. So they're two really big airlines. So that's why they kind of make those cities like major stopover for sure. Yeah.
Violet Zulu says, yes, I'm still here. I'm going to stop in Asia.
Yeah, whereabouts, Violet? Whereabouts?
Just Asia. Asia in general, somewhere.
I'm landing there. Asia, is that you? Yes,
I'll
okay, I'm coming
out
down.
of the plane and see where I land.
I'm coming down, Asia. I'm here. All right, so next up, we have a Patreon live session coming in about 5 minutes. So we'll see all the Patreons there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we will welcome iPen Gang as our new Patreon there. I hope that he's going to make it. I still have no request to join the Facebook group, but we'll figure things out. I'll make it work for you, mate. And yeah. And we have Lawrence. I say her stopover in San Francisco. Yeah, she's coming from North America. Boston, if I'm correct. Ooh, that memory, that boy.
Fabio says Americans often think there is a country called Europe.
Yeah, I did face that in America. I entered a few arguments with people around the town of Flagstaff, Arizona, which kept on telling me that France wasn't the country and there was just a city in Europe, and Europe was the country. And I was like, what the hell is Paris then? What the hell is like Marseille and everything? And they were like, oh, I don't know, counties. They had no idea. I was like, ah! But yeah, that's... That was funny.
Better geography classes needed, I think, in the US. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I think that's true with the Patreon stuff. Okay, I will quickly go. Okay, we'll wrap things up. Laura, can you say bye to the good people?
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll be here at the same time next week, 8 a.m. New Zealand time, and thanks for joining us.
And what's your favorite colors for underwears?
Silver.
Here you go. That's how we're going to finish for today.
Just metal silver.